Hey guys, Maniac Moto here. Another quick vlog for you. Still don't have my bike, but c'est la vie. So, I've been thinking. Currently, now you guys probably don't know this, currently I work as an ophthalmic technician up here in New Hampshire, and basically, long story short is, it's a great job, but it really doesn't have a whole lot of movement. It's not exactly where I want my career to be. You know, it's like I said, it's not a bad job. It's a great job, and I enjoy it, and I do it to my best ability, but it's not really a career, as it is. Now, what I've been thinking lately, however, is about starting a business. It's quite a lofty goal, lofty thought, but something that's doable, right? Initially, what I was thinking was, why don't I go ahead and try making a business around something you love, right? So what I was thinking was, well, it'd be great to have a Grom track and just have people ride Groms. And I was thinking, well, it'd be expensive. Be a lot of fixing, a lot of spare parts, which would be fine. You know, I don't mind doing that, but what's a more lucrative business? Because that's not going to be that. There's not a huge market for that, right? But what if I did a go-kart track, right? Rather lucrative business. A lot of people do it. A lot of go-kart tracks all around the nation. It's a big thing in America. But there's only one or two around here, so I'm thinking, hey, why not do a go-kart track? And then I was thinking, well, why don't I use that go-kart track, do an indoor go-kart track. It's a big warehouse. Do electric carts because they're better anyway. They just are. I mean, if you disagree with me, comment. I'm happy to disagree with you. or see your viewpoint. I mean, whatever. From my perspective, and, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but from my perspective, I would rather have electric carts in an enclosed building. So I was thinking that, and then have like a Grom night once or twice a week. Initially, just have people bring their Groms, bring their mini bikes, and then maybe even have some loaners that I have there, and just like have them pay to borrow a bike. So how fantastic would that be? Comment if you guys would go to that. I mean, if you guys would totally be down for having a Grom track. Especially if you're up in the New England area, especially if you're in the, you know, Boston, basically the greater Boston area. But also what I was thinking was, well, that's going to take a lot of capital. I was looking it up, and actually the amount of capital just to start doing that is right around $300,000. That's for a fully enclosed, full track with, I think, 8 cars. It's a start. That's great. I don't have $300,000, and I don't believe that investors would necessarily go for that. There's already a track or two around. They'll probably say, it doesn't seem like a lucrative investment, so it's all right. Now, I know I could swing it, but they don't know that. So, and I'm also young. You know, I'm in my early 20s, so what credentials could I possibly have? And the answer is not much. So what I was thinking was, take something I'm actually good at, and something that has a low startup cost. Why don't I start building custom computers? I'm good at that, I know that. I'm certified in hardware and software and servers and all this other garbage, but, you know, I'm definitely good at that. So I was thinking maybe, just maybe, a small capital investment on that, on my own end. I mean, just take it out of my credit card, you know? Pay it back as I can, pay it back as, you know, as I make profit, and start actually doing business that way. And once I build up enough capital from that, then seeing how, you know, anything else pans out. That's, again, if it even works out to begin with, right? Because there may not be a market for it. You know, people are moving to laptops. They're finding that laptops are really the system of computer gaming. So, I don't know. I'm thinking I might try to start that. Just try to buy a couple of different parts and see how that goes. And then, build a few computers, see how that goes, see if I make any money. And if I do, I'll keep going. And if I don't, then I'll have a couple new computers and a maxed out credit card. But I just kind of want to get that out in video because I want to have documentation of my thoughts, my ideas, and see if anybody else agrees with them, likes them, dislikes them, whatever, because collaboration is what makes people great. Collaboration is the only way that anybody really gets anything done. Had an interesting day at work today. It's a pretty long day, nothing special. Let's see, did I have any interesting patients? I always have interesting patients. Everybody's so interesting. I met this guy today. This is kind of wild. I met this guy today who, he's done a whole bunch of different things. He has his doctorate in psychology, and he worked as a psychologist for a little while, but he doesn't really look or act like a psychologist. He actually, he started a French restaurant with a friend of his. It was just kind of he was a partner, and he started this French restaurant in, the Philadelphia area or something like that, and I guess it really took off. It really did well. Then he sold, his partner actually bought his part of the business out. I guess they made a good killing, but they wanted to move because this guy's wife is a physician, so he moved up here, and she works at a school in the area, and now he has retired, I think. He just retired from doing it was psychology. It was counseling at the VA or something like that. I don't know. Cool guy. But he was in the Vietnam War. He got home, he hitchhiked around the country for a year and just lived like that, like a little vagabond. And then just decided he's gonna use a GI Bill. And so he did. And he used his GI Bill to just go to college and get his master's. It was just the coolest story, this rags to riches almost story. And now he lives over here in New Hampshire and lives with his awesome wife, who is gonna be retiring next year or something like that. I don't know. I meet all sorts of cool people. Even famous actors. Famous book writers, even. Actually, that's more frequent. There's not a whole lot of famous actors around here, but famous book writers. I was like, wow, I'm meeting you, and I can't tell you who these people are because it's medical. I can't tell anything about it, except I could talk about them, but you'll never know who I'm talking about because I can't tell you that. But so cool you get to meet these people. That's why I like working in healthcare, because it doesn't matter how lofty you are and how pomp and circumstance, you've got health problems. Everybody's got health problems. Everybody's got something up, right? Nobody's perfect. And so everybody needs a physician. So when you work in medical, you get to see everybody. Everybody. You get to see the guy who smokes a 12-pack drinks a 12-pack on the daily. This bro, I met a guy who just drinks all the time. He just constantly drinks. He smelled of it, and he just smokes, chain smoking all the time, just constantly smoking and drinking. And the dude was in his 50s or 60s. He looked like heck, but so you get those guys, right, who just live in a sort of dare I say debased lifestyle. Just not caring about their health, not caring about their life, not caring about much of anything, and their quality of life is down in the dumps. And then you've got these other people who are very healthy and very astute, and they're, doctors and all of these things, and they still need glasses when they get old. That's all there is to it. Everybody's going to need glasses eventually. Whether they're over-the-counters or whatever, you're going to need them. And it's just so funny to see the people. One time I met this neurologist. It's the craziest thing. This neurologist, I mean, the guy's making buco bucks, right? He's making tons of money, and he's a neurologist. That's all the prestige you'll ever need, right? We have a neurologist, I think he's a neurologist, running for president right now. Anyway, the guy, he's talking to me about his lenses and stuff, but he's like, you know, what I really wanted to be, I wanted to be a professional piano player.